Dr. Shanti Pandit for inaugurating the 40th annual conference of Bharatiya Vichara Kendra by lighting the lamp.
दीपज्योतिपरं ज्योति दीपज्योति जनार्दना दीपो हरतु मे पापं दीपज्योति नमस्तुते शुभं करोतु कल्याणम् आरोग्यं सुखसम्पदा देशभुक्तिविनाशाय आत्मज्योति नमस्तुते आत्मज्योति प्रदीप्ताय ब्रह्मज्योति नमस्तुते ब्रह्मज्योति प्रदीप्ताय गुरुर्ज्योति नमस्तुते.
ഇന്റർനാഷണൽ പൊളിറ്റിക്സിൽ PhD കരസ്ഥമാക്കിക്കൊണ്ട് 38 വർഷമായി അധ്യാപന രംഗത്ത് നിറഞ്ഞു നിൽക്കുന്ന ഗോവ സർവകലാശാലയിലും പൂനെ സർവകലാശാലയിലും പ്രൊഫസർ ആയി സേവനമനുഷ്ഠിച്ച് 30-ലധികം വിദ്യാർത്ഥികൾക്ക് ഗവേഷണ മേൽനോട്ടം വഹിച്ച് മാർഗദർശനം നൽകി അധ്യാപന രംഗത്ത് നിറഞ്ഞു നിൽക്കുന്ന വ്യക്തിത്വമായ ആദരണീയ ഡോക്ടർ ശാന്തിശ്രീ പണ്ഡിറ്റ് അവരുടെ ഇനാഗുറൽ സ്പീച്ചിനായി സ്നേഹാദരപൂർവ്വം സ്വാഗതം ചെയ്യുന്നു.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ, ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ವಣಕ್ಕಂ. అందరు మహానుభావులకి నా శతకోటి నమస్కారాలు. Respected Shri J. Nandakumar ji, who is a friend, philosopher and guide, one of the most brilliant intellectuals we have from our Indic perspective. Dr. M. Mohan Das, President of the Bharatiya Vichara Kendram. Shri R. Sanjayan, Director Bharatiya Vichara Kendram. And K. S. Suresh Babu, General Secretary Bharatiya Vichara Kendram. Dr. Radha Krishnan, Professor Gopakumar, a senior colleague and fellow traveler of political science and international politics. Dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very happy and consider myself extremely fortunate to be invited to inaugurate the 40th State Conference of the Bharatiya Vichara Kendra. Such organizations are extremely important, especially when we have to make an intellectual paradigm shift in the 75th year of India's independence. And I know that all of you have been working, but since 2014, we have had a much more conducive political atmosphere, and it is all the more important that we see that we keep this paradigm shift going. I would only say it is all the more important about the topics that you have selected because of 3 international events that have taken place. First is the decision by China to pick a line from a map in imagined history and 100,000 troops or more to alter the current political situation in the Himalayas. This was a whimsical and perverse exertion of power that resulted in a bloody clash, and I call China a Marxist authoritarian dictatorship, very much against our concept of freedom or Swaha. Next is the United States finalized the unethical and tragic arrangements with a band of terrorists and deserted Afghanistan overnight. They also support the Pakistan regime, which keeps sending terrorists across. Pakistan is a country that uses terrorism as an instrument of foreign policy. And in Bangladesh, they are supporting the Jamaite Islam, which is also makes things even more important that we in India, which is a civilization state, need to bring in this form of cultural nationalism. There is an argument where people say that the cultural nationalism is against the civic nationalism. Who said so? It is only the Indian state, especially the cultural civilization state, that could bring about a constitution. And please remember, the British did not give us this concept of freedom. Many people give credit to the British. Then Nigeria, Pakistan and Myanmar should have been democracies. Why only India is? It is because of our cultural nationalism. We celebrate pluralism, diversity, ekam sat, vipraha bahuda vadanti. Which other religion says that there are several paths? They say only one path, one God, one book. We are the ones who celebrate, and that is why democracy, if at all freedom has to be celebrated, it can only be done unless this vicharam or this Indic narrative takes supremacy. So I appeal to all of you, especially I am proud that the Bharatiya Vichar Kendram has taken this, that I would also say that we, from this civilization narrative, Indic narrative, have to be dominant, have to be active. Please don't be apologetic about your identity. Garva se kaho ki main Hindu hu. And based on this, I support the thing of Atmanirbhar Bharat, because any Atmanirbhar Bharat would need a strong economy. And for that, quantum jumps, not incremental increase changes, because 75 years, see, even the economists are very biased. That 3.4% growth rate, they called it Hindu rate of growth. Why? It couldn't be called any secular rate of growth. Now is the Hindu rate of growth when we are doing quantum leap. Second, infrastructure, one that represents modern India. And also please remember, technology driven. We are the only civilization that is not anti-science, anti-technology. We never said the world is flat. We always supported, we had the greatest mathematician, the greatest physicists and others. So I believe that whatever change is happening in curricula and others, we have to introduce. Let me tell you with pride that we have introduced MA in Hindu Studies at the Jawaharlal Nehru University, where we will be teaching Mahabharata, Ramayana, all the texts. And now we are also starting the Indian languages school, where we will be also teaching in mother tongue, translating classics into Hindi and English. We have already translated Tolkappiyam into Hindi, Vichitra Ramayana into English, and Chandi Purana. Because it is important that young people understand the value of this freedom. It comes only because of our cultural ethos. Please be proud of it. There is no self-hatred, self-loathing. There is no civilization like our civilization. And it is this that I support organizations like Bharatiya Vichar Kendram, who is doing very good work, and I hope may your tribe rise in India. The fourth fact I think is demography. It is extremely important that we in India who are Bharatiya be worried about, because demography is your destiny, because we are a democracy. It's a game of numbers. We have to be vigilant. The price of freedom is eternal vigilance. Don't play kabaddi. Sir, I'm not against kabaddi, but it is not India's national game, because you're pulling each other's leg. Or Kho, which is Maharashtra state game, puts the blame on the other. So I would rather request you to play more volleyball, basketball. Please push the ball up, play together, be united. And finally, full utilization of power, demand and supply. So what we need is bold reforms. And I congratulate our Prime Minister who has given us the clarion call of a vision and a mission, as well as the new education policy. I think all vice chancellors should support it because we are for change and we are nationalistic. Here, supply chain reforms for agriculture, rational tax system, simple and clear laws, capable human resource, strong financial system. And please understand, let me tell you, there's a great thing that the present administration has done. One is the removal of corruption. Nobody can say today that the PMO is corrupt. And this is itself, it is not easy. All of you here, all of us sit here and criticize, but those who are there will not. And I would only say that we would have, our identity is not binary, like that in the Abrahamic religions. If you are not with God, you are with Satan. For us, it is concentric circles, meaning you can be everything. Multiple identities can exist, and we can project. See, our God's Dashavatar, or even Ravana, you take his concept, he is not a villain, he is an anti-hero. He is a great Shiva Bhakta. Wrote the Shiva Tanda Stotra, one of the best, I like it, I recite it very often. So if you see very clearly, please change methodologies when you do social science research or even science research. There are Mimamsa, we have older texts. And let me also say that India is the mother of democracies. Why, you will ask me? On what do you base the British democracy as a democracy? On the Magna Carta. Magna Carta came in 1215 AD. 800 years before is the Uttara Merur inscription. I am not talking about myths and all. The Cholas, where we have clearly said that we follow village administration, democratically elected rulers. So if you see clearly, it is very important, like China, that we have to create a narrative. All economy, technology, everything may be there. But unless we have our own narratives, the Indic narratives, which Sri Nandakumar ji does very well, I hope more like you will do it, sir. This is very important. I want all young people who are in universities and everywhere, please do research on Indic narratives. It is extraordinarily important and the need of the hour. And I would only end with saying that, the present government has given us an opportunity. Let us use the opportunity and make the best. And I promise you, the Jawaharlal Nehru University is as nationalistic, and we are also part of the Indic narratives. There is an acceptance of multiple narratives. And this is very, very important for a country like India and the Indian civilization. Finally, let me tell you, only 2 civilization states have entered the 4th industrial revolution, and that is China and India. All other civilizations have broken. So what does it mean? The Indian civilization or the Indic civilization brings in tradition with modernity, continuity with change, realm with region, and myth with reality. And hence it is very important for us to move in this direction. And also let me tell you, sir, last 2 weeks back, the QS ratings made JNU break the 500 rank barrier. We are at 361 now, jumped to 20 ranks. That means people from our narrative also can run institutions and do better than the left. And we have beaten all the IITs except 2. Delhi is just 1 rank ahead of us, and Bombay 60 ranks ahead of us. But we are number 1 in social inclusion and equality. Do please know that the Prime Minister's Sabka Vikas and Sabka Prayas, Sabka Vishwas is only done by JNU, because we still have a fees of 10 and 20 rupees. So you taxpayers are paying for it, and hence demand the type of research that we require. And that is what we will be doing. And I would only end for giving me this opportunity with Asato ma Satgamaya, Tamaso ma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityor ma Amritam Gamaya. Thank you, Namaskar.